Join me in this 30-minute yoga class, Hatha, for self-forgiveness. Welcome to Yoga with Melissa, real yoga for real people. Today you're going to need 2 blocks and a blanket. Let's begin by resting back. Start by feeling the support of the earth underneath you. Feeling your connection to the earth underneath your 2 feet. The back of your pelvis. The back of your ribs. Your 2 elbows, your shoulder blades, and your head. Know that you are supported. Feel the pull of gravity on your body and let tension and holding naturally flow down into this pull of gravity. Breathe in and out through your nose. Let your breath be slow and gentle and quiet. And continue to stay here, feeling your connection with the earth, your body, and your slow, gentle, quiet breathing in and out through your nose. And I'm going to sit up and share the teachings for today's class with you. This class is part of our Perfectionism series. And perfectionists are inwardly oriented to expect themselves to be perfect. When they make a mistake, they are hard on themselves. A single small mistake feels like it wipes out their flawless record. If we only think in terms of absolute success and utter failure, then there can never be small steps towards our success. From this point of view, there is actually something called a partial success on our way to getting better at things. Whatever we do, we are doing our best at any given moment in time. Even if it's not the best for others, we are the best that we can be at any given moment of time. We can accept that part of life is a learning curve, and mistakes are an inevitable part of our learning process. There's a Zen saying that I love: the cup is already broken. It means that we can expect mistakes of ourselves. We are also already broken. When mistakes happen, we can remember that they are a natural part of our learning process. And we did our best, even if nobody else believes that we did. So as we go into this class, we're going to forgive ourselves for our mistakes, and we're going to open to welcoming mistakes as we practice, not expect ourselves to be perfect in our practice. So you're going to bend your knees, roll to your side, and join me on all fours for some cat pose. So for this cat pose, you're going to need your blocks underneath your hands. And you're going to exhale, round up through your back, and inhale, arch through your back. Breathing in and out through your nose. And then you're going to take your left leg to the back of your mat, and you can either leave your block here and take your right arm forward and lift both arms and legs. And we're going to be tipping forward and back like this. Or I'm going to give you the option of picking up your block here and tipping forward back like this. So there's no right or wrong or better best. Remember, you're giving yourself the option to make mistakes, and you can choose whatever option you want for today. Okay. And then you're going to bring your blocks back underneath your hand, bring your left knee in, and let's do some cat pose in the center. Breathe out and round up through your back. And breathe in and arch through your back. And then you're going to take your right leg to the back of the mat, your right foot to the back of the mat, so your right leg is straight, and left arm forward. So option is you could just stay here with your arm and leg straight, or you can add the tipping, or you can take your left block in your hand and you can add the tipping that way. No right or wrong, no better best, just choosing the option that works best for you today. And being open to not being perfect and being okay with making mistakes. So bringing your arm and leg back, placing the blocks underneath your hand, and doing a few more rounds of cat pose, breathing out through your nose, breathing in through your nose. Exhale, round. Inhale and arch. Okay, so for the next pose, you're going to take your blocks and you're going to turn them to the highest position. You have an option, you could use a chair for this as well. And then you're going to walk your right leg to the space between the blocks. Curl your left toes under and lift the back leg off the ground. Now you can stay here, You can put your knee back on the ground, or you can visualize yourself switching your feet so that you're going back and forth. The right foot goes where the left foot is, and back and forth, scissoring your feet into lunge poses. Remember, we're going to be okay with learning new things, trying new things, and being willing to make mistakes. It doesn't have to be perfect the first time. It's okay to try new things. And we're going to celebrate trying new things too. So visualize yourself doing it first. Then we're going to do it. And then we're going to say, yay, you did it. Make sure you celebrate that you did it, something new. And then we're going to try it on the other side. So we're going to walk our right foot back. And you're going to walk your left foot forward. So you're going to lean into lunge. And remember, you can stay here. Totally fine. So option, you could lie on your back and take half happy baby pose in this as well. Okay, option to lift your back foot off the ground, back knee. Okay, and then you're going to visualize the switches. And when you're ready, if you're going to do them, you can choose to do them. And then we're going to celebrate. Yay, you did them. You tried something new. Good job. Okay. So from here, we're going to come back to that first leg. You're going to curl your toes under. And you can stay here in this high lunge. You can stay in the low lunge. Or you can step up and lift your back foot off the ground. I'm going to have to move back. For warrior 3 with your hands on the ground. So you can stay here. You can lift your arms up to join, or you can bring the blocks up as well. Okay, you can lower your blocks down. I'm going to switch legs. Standing forward fold here. Flat back. Lift your back right leg. Warrior 3. Your hands on the blocks. You can stay here, or option to pick up your arms. Option to pick up the blocks as well. And then you're going to lower your foot down. Take your blocks down to the lowest setting. Standing forward fold. Step your feet back. Come into downward facing dog. Curl your tailbone all the way forward. You're going to come into upward facing dog. And then you can put your blocks off to the side. And you may need a blanket or a meditation cushion or a cushion for the next part. So for this part, you're going to sit with your legs straight out in front of you. You're going to cross your left leg over your right. You can leave your right leg there. Wrap your right arm around your left leg, twist. Or depending on the mobility of your hips, you might bring your right leg in. Everybody's different. Everybody's skeleton is different. So if things really lift off the ground, you can fill the space here by sitting up on a blanket, okay? So we're going to come into the twist. And then we're going to come all the way into cow's face pose. So again, depending on your hips, you may want to fill the space here by placing a blanket underneath your hips. We'll come into a forward fold here. We're going to come up. We're going to switch legs. So this time we'll cross our right leg over our left leg. You can leave your left leg out or you can fold it in. And again, if your hips are tight, fill the space underneath and that will help a lot. Wrap your left arm around your right leg, turn towards it. Bring your right leg down, and we're going to fold forward. Good job. And then from here, you're going to rest back for Savasana to receive your practice. You're going to be in Savasana for 5 minutes. So continue to rest in Savasana to receive your practice physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically, and spiritually. And I'm going to sit up to read you a poem. This actually isn't a poem, it's an excerpt from John O'Donohue from The Invisible Embrace. When you become vulnerable, any ideal or perfect image of yourself falls away. Many people are addicted to perfection, and in their pursuit of the ideal, they have no patience with vulnerability. Every poet would like to write the ideal poem. Though they never achieve this, sometimes it glimmers through their best work. Ironically, the very beyondness of the idea is often the touch of presence that renders the work luminous. The beauty of the ideal awakens a passion, an urgency that brings out the best in a person and calls forth the dream of excellence. The beauty of the true ideal is its hospitality towards woundedness, weakness, failure, and fallback. Yet so many people are infected with the virus of perfection. They cannot rest. They allow themselves no ease until they come to the cleansed domain of perfection. This false notion of perfection does damage and puts their lives under great strain. It is a wondrous day in a life when one is finally able to stand before the long, deep mirror of one's own reflection and view oneself with appreciation, acceptance, and forgiveness. On that day, one breaks through the falsity of images and expectations which have blinded one's spirit. One can only learn to see who one is when one learns to view oneself with the most intimate and forgiving compassion. One can only learn to see who one is when one learns to view oneself with the most intimate and forgiving compassion. Gradually invite movement back into your body. And slowly make your way over onto your side. Rest in the fetal position for a moment. Acknowledge yourself for taking this time to practice your yoga today. Slowly make your way up to seated, where we can gather the fruits of our practice into ourselves first, and then offer the fruits of our practice out into the world. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free, and may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to the happiness and freedom for all. So I acknowledge you for taking the time for your yoga today, for being willing to make mistakes, and for being willing to let go of perfectionism. So give yourself a thumbs up to celebrate practicing your yoga today, and put in the comments, the cup is already broken. So if you'd like a PDF of my 9 most requested mudras, go to melissawest.com/mudras, put your email in there, and we'll send that right to your inbox. I'm sending you much love from beautiful British Columbia. May your joy be as deep as our ocean. May you be as rooted as the old growth trees in our forest, and may you be as strong as our mountains. Om Shanti, Namaste.